Good morning. So, where do I even begin? Last night, I sat at the airport. So, I'll just back it all the way up, bump it. Yesterday was my first day driving for Lyft, right? And my first job, I prepared myself. I knew, I felt it. The night before I had finished reading The Secret, like the makeup tutorials be doing. I need y'all to see how it match up see how it complements my nail the color palette, the neutrals, the red, that root chakra, that financial security, that stability. You know what I mean? So, let me quit fooling. So, speaking of, because I got other red, what doesn't kill you makes you blacker. And this actually does tie into some other stuff I'm going to talk about. That's hilarious. But I just really wanted to plug him in his book too, though. What up, Damon? Also, we got Untold. Leon. The young man. Another example of some black excellence. Look at all these beautiful books we got up in here. Read, y'all. Read. My homie, The Long Way. Cleveland. Stand Up. Ciara, you better do it. You better do it. I also should probably be plugging these better, okay? I'm going to get better, y'all. I'm going to get better. Good Morning, Hood Warning, a book of selfies and words by Ciara Freeman, because she free, man. My bestie, Because You Were Chosen, Ivory Bennett, a memoir. This is amazing. I had the beautiful fortune of, look at that. We got a whole card up in here. I can at least do that correctly. And I hope that the camera is forward facing, because to me it's backwards right now. But that's all perspective, right? Sometimes you just got to know that what you're putting out there, no matter how jumbled it feels to you, it might be perfect for whoever's picking up on that frequency and needs to hear that message. Ooh, message. Okay, anyway, let me get it. Come on, Yellow. Come on. I have people sign my books because it's important to me. It adds value, and it just like consecrates the relationship and the support that I'm lending them, and just I want them to amplify and double up. Okay, come on, nip. Anyhow, so I have my little box of books, which pulls me back to my story. So I have a little container of books, a little container of snacks. I just, trying to be thoughtful of the things you might want or need when you're driving in a Lyft. So I got a little charger cord for the back, Android charger, iPhone charger, all of that, whatever. All the amenities. Okay. Being thoughtful, putting intention into what you're doing, being mindful and considerate. So day before yesterday, finished reading The Secret. Was really feeling it. It was a beautiful reminder for me to get back on track and to be the master of my thoughts. And so that I can create my reality around me and make moves. So, quantum leaps, because this energy is beautiful. Today's July 2nd. Oh my goodness. New month, new week, new energy. Who this? What's up? Well, not new energy, but new frequency, because energy never dies. So, speaking of energy not dying, we're getting there. Okay? It's all going to add up. Let me get back to the point. So, I started driving. My first woman was great. Like, she's a sweetie pie. We were talking. I really love and appreciate that people open up to me and feel comfortable. Like, my social work background, I just love that, because that's what we need more of. Just people being able to communicate and stand in their truth and be vulnerable, all of those things. So my ride with her was amazing. Like, she was such the local historian. She put me on to all these awesome places. And there's another little shorter clip about that I have up as well. And so she told me there was a waterfall nearby. So after I dropped her off, I went to this waterfall. And it was a beautiful way to start your day, as always, with nature. Getting grounded and being returned to what we're interconnected with, and we're responsible and accountable and should be appreciative of, the environment, the earth around us, nature, all of its beauty, all of its wonder. So it was everything. And Nip was playing, and particular songs were coming on after I was having particular thoughts or just certain affirmations, just everything. It was just beautiful, just riding my own wave. Kid Cudi, I ain't riding no waves. I'm too busy making my own wave, baby. Sucking on my own wave, baby. Fun fact, my mommy was one of his high school teachers, I believe. And she told me that when I was at college. She was like, I just realized why that voice sounds so familiar. I was like, what? Oh, you gotta love how the world is connected and how it works. Again, love me some Cleveland. So, after this waterfall, I went around just handling some business, handling some things. And I met some awesome people yesterday. I had some really great conversations. I met a young woman who is a mother who is out here getting it. She is creating a beautiful relationship based on communication and honesty with her child. You know, we just talked about how we need to have age-appropriate conversations with our children. Like, I have a friend, Nate. Shout out to Nate. She is the, abuse prevention extraordinaire, and she's very considerate and intentional and thoughtful, and she's a good elder for real. Like, she cares, she's studying, she sees a problem, and she's coming up with a solution. She's trusting herself to be innovative and to serve in that capacity. It's really beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful to watch her blossom and thrive in this capacity. And we talk about that often when we go for walks and things and check in with one another. Children have experiences. We can't shield them from the world. It's our job to educate them and help them learn to navigate and protect themselves, and then to also have joy. Like, you can't, just because you keep something from them, you're likely hurting them. How many children have been in experiences that did not know that was abuse because it was never talked about? You know, you can't grow up to be what you can't see, and you can't move around and navigate and know how to battle and fight a thing that you've never been told about and you can't see. Like, that's scary, you know? So it's important. So she's dope. She's just talking to me, and we had that conversation. Like, so many of us, our parents didn't let us have company, and there's duality in all things. I greatly appreciate being careful and sacred about your space and who you let come there, because energy and riffraff and all of that will follow and permeate and do all kinds of things. So I appreciate that. But when you have children, you are responsible for creating that safety and that environment for them. Like, where else are we to go? Even now, like, it's sad to me that 10 years out of high school, we're still talking about how horrible the education system is. We're still saying that children need community centers and places to go. So you mean to tell me we know things and we're not doing them? Like, on a small scale, we are. Again, duality. I'm not saying that this is a broad, sweeping generalization, but this conversation, this should not still be the mass conversation that we're having as a society or even in our communities, because there are those of us who know it, we see it. We've always been able to identify opportunities, voids, necessary improvements, and you need to trust that and go with that. You know, stop trying to give your idea away, or stop just having a thought and brushing it off, or saying they should, or why don't we have, or it would be cool. Like, you're literally talking to yourself. You're literally telling yourself probably what your $1 million idea is for real. Or you're at least telling yourself where you can be helpful, where you can be of service, where you can grow a skill set and a capacity, where you can impact others, where you can feel fulfilled. Follow that. Trust that. Nurture that. Grow that. Okay, so that's my teacher rant. I'm coming back. I had great conversations with people. I met another young mom who we talked about the importance of family and being able to support one another. That really is the foundation, because if your family doesn't support you, you are out here on shaky ground, and you will feel that. And that will really manifest and result in a lot of issues with your self-esteem, your self-confidence, your self-reliance, just all things self. And, as within, so without. How you see the world based on how you're out here feeling. So I had another conversation with a gentleman that I picked up. He saw my rings, and he had on a crystal ring, and we talked about how dope it was that, we are getting past the gender roles and norms and all of these expectations and constructs and confines of society. Like, I love seeing guys with crystals. For a while I wasn't seeing that I like to see that representation. Do whatever makes you happy. Do whatever makes you healthy. Do whatever makes you whole. That's your job. That's your responsibility. And then you can step out into the world and interact accordingly. who else did I speak with? Another young man, a server, and we talked about just the way, again, pay and how things work out and balance and fluctuate. And then we talked about how not everyone has the same priorities, and you might come to work for your check because this is a job, and other people are trying to make friends or trying to hook up with people. And I'm not saying that multiple things cannot coexist, but that should not be your priority. It should not impact your job performance. And I can say that because I've been there. We've all done some goofy stuff we weren't proud of, or when you first get to smelling your ass, you first start driving, or maybe it was the first time you started traveling, or the first time you started really having sex, or the first time you started dating, the first time you started having company over, the first time you had your own place. It's often those firsts. Everything in moderation. You don't gotta ride it till the wheels fall off. Appreciate it, cultivate it, let it rest, let it breathe. Take a tolerance break. You ain't got to do all that. But some people just, you got to know what you want, what you're here for, and be able to communicate that and stand on that. So then you can maneuver and navigate and discern what other people are on, and if it's in your best interest for y'all to work together, if it's mutually beneficial, all of these things. Anyhow, so many of my conversations have just been absolute affirmations for me, and just, wow, it's flooding in. My homie Ami, I love you, girlfriend, always tells me, when you start listening, the universe gets loud. 11:33. When you start listening, the universe gets loud. And that's facts. And me and her have a podcast we're working on as well. I need to get better at dropping. Let me start dropping stuff. I will put notes or tag people or whatever, people that I have mentioned here, the books, the work that they're working on, all of that, so people can network and connect. Our podcast is Unpacked. And the tagline, because I always say, I need some more understanding. And so, her and I have really great in-depth conversations. And it's true. When you start listening, the universe gets loud. Tap in. Tune in. 19 keys. Tune in. I've been getting more into his stuff. I was actually reading up on the Goldwater last night. I believe he also has a clothing line that is, it absorbs the charge of, your electric devices around you and stuff. So all of that is not tearing you up. Yeah, man, wow, what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. So the universe is really loud. This morning when I got up, I was just going to jump up and go. My alarm went off early. It's my second day driving. I was trying to figure out if I needed to get up early, try a different time shift, all of that. Just doing my part. Faith without works is dead, trying to facilitate the pathway for money and opportunity to flow to me. And I've been very intentional about wanting to have good conversations. That's really important to me. It's beautiful, and I have, and for that I'm so thankful. And I know it will continue. I'm even having a great conversation right here and right now with myself, with y'all, when y'all watch it. Everybody just having great conversation, because I'm hoping that this is sparking things in your mind, so you're having a conversation with yourself, with your heart, with your soul. So this morning, I was trying to get up early. I said, no, you went to bed at 2. It's 5. Are you really going to operate your best when you're tired? Honor that. Recognize that. Rest is a pivotal part of the process. Get you some rest. So I got up about maybe 6 something, 7. And I started moving. I started making sure I was present. I was grounding myself to, being in the awakened world again and trying to get it together. Played some music, checked on my money tree. She is just sprouting all these new babies. She's so beautiful. Took some time to really love myself. Picking out that lotion that you absolutely love. Scent is important. Everything about your life and your experience is supposed to be prosperous, abundant, pleasant, pleasing, So, took some time to really lotion up. Got to keep it soft and supple. Sun will get you. I did yard work yesterday. Almost got burnt up, child. Trying to get supercharged up. My little bit of melanin said I need more. So, played a money affirmation that ended up ending exactly on time with when I was finished getting dressed. That was really cool. Again, just the synchronicities, just be in the flow. Take care of yourself and let everything work itself out. It will align much better than you could ever plan most times. Got dressed, got in the car. First gentleman I had this morning, we were driving. Good conversation asked me if I was a vegan. I said, oh, I should be able to say almost. That's a reminder for me to get back on my health and my wellness. I've been playing. I've been struggling. It's time to get serious and dedicated and disciplined. I said, yeah, my friend calls me a fakatarian. Ivory calls me a fakatarian. Because there just be times, I'll call it what it is. Something smells good. I know I used to be an emotional eater, so I think there's some things that are triggered to like particular scents and aromas of certain foods, the nostalgia or the comfort and all of that too. And just being lazy, not being prepared ahead of time, not thinking out the box, not putting more time into myself and my food and the things that I'm putting in my body, my goodness, and ingesting. So that was my rant to myself, excuse me. So the conversation goes on and he asked me something about what I went to school for, I think. So we're talking about that and having really great conversation. And he was saying how he was going to be a pharmacist, but the program he was in didn't have night school, so he had to handle some family stuff. He was unable to avail himself, but he's always hustled. He got the job he got now. He probably shouldn't have it. Like, communication, skill, effort, willingness, all of those things, you can get it. So we were just talking. And that also reminds me, one of the young ladies last night, we were talking about daycares, and I worked at a lot of daycares in undergrad. The synchronicities, y'all, it's like the ghosts of Lauren passed, and I'm getting to reflect on everything at this mid-year point. Man, you gotta acknowledge the progress and the growth, and let those ideas that you put to the side or that got buried, let them come back up and bubble to the surface, because you already got all that you need. You know what you're supposed to be doing and what you're supposed to be working on. Slow down, pay attention. It's all around you. It's within you. So sorry, sometimes I get off track myself because I just be going and flowing. Then we growing and flowing. Going and flowing. We be growing and flowing. Shout out to Jaquia May. She just released her album. I cannot wait to purchase it. Shout out to Tiff, Classic Fly Girl, baby. Do you know, girl, these are like one of few that I think I'm too hard on my stuff. I got a few pair I would like for you to help me fix so I can be out here rocking them and repping them. Shout out to Sheree. Again, I need to clean my copper off. You can see how I've been out here. Again, take care of yourself first. Yeah, man, I have so many beautiful, amazing, creative people around me, and they are such a joy and a delight. Thank you for bringing your gifts to us. Like, people need them, people want them, people use them, people appreciate them, people love them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shout out to Malaya. She gave me a hell of a reading. She always has, she always will, because she got that read. Okay, and that was like a month or two ago, but it was so true, so on point. I still reference that. I have my notes I took, and just that moment. Love you, love you, love you. Wow, Leo season coming up on you. It's that you player. Yeah, man. Oh, I know so many amazing people. Ami also makes body products. I gotta plug her. My boy Josh was out here, death dropping and voguing up at NYC Worldwide Pride. He done went viral because that's my baby. He's a genius. He's multifaceted as hell. Stay tuned. I know we'll be seeing him everywhere and on everything, doing big things. Proud of you, baby. Becca, I saw you with that hat. You gotta love when you know people in videos. It's a whole different kind of hype that just sends you. The energy was surging. I'm like, look at my babies. If you ever would have told me years ago when I was an RA that we would grow to have the friendship and the bond that we've had over the last few years, and that they would cultivate the artists that they are. They're so beautiful and they're so brilliant and they're such kind people. Don't let people tell you that the world is nasty. Again, that's just reflection and projection. There are nice, wonderful, beautiful people who are beautiful souls inside and out. Again, well, it's not digression because it's important. Got to plug all of that. But I'm trying to get back to the flow, the point, the water coming around the bend. So, yeah, no, wow. I got way off, y'all. My bad. should I edit this out later? I don't even know. So anyhow, this gentleman, I got it. So this gentleman this morning, we pull up right after we finish having this conversation, and I'm like, I'm excited, I'm hyped, because I'm about to go back to grad school, and I found a really cool program. And so I was having that realization this morning, I think on a deeper level as we were having this conversation. I appreciate it. So we pull up, he's like, do you find that everybody just likes you when they get in your car? And I was like, well, I mean, I'm sure my ego would like to say that, but I really put intention into helping, making sure people are comfortable. Again, my social work background, I just want to make sure you're good. I want to help you help yourself. That was a class I took in undergrad. Deborah Robinson. Oh, why is her name blanking on me? Sorry, y'all, because I'm talking too much. But I never appreciated that until years later. Helping people help themselves. You should be able to help yourself. I should not be someone you come to depend on and rely on. Anyone who teaches you in that method and form is not truly helping you. They're just enabling you, and they're filling a void, and you're transferring your dependence to them. Like, it's just, simplicity really is brilliance. I saw that somewhere once. Simplicity is brilliance. And another sign I saw last night when I was driving, when neighbors know one another, love becomes power. Facts. So true. Community organized. All of it. Again, all these full circle moments that are tapping back to all of the things that I've done and that are a part of me, and experiences and values and things. So this gentleman asked me if people always like me. And now that I'm thinking about it, yes, I'll affirm that. People like me. Why not? But I mean, if they don't, who cares? They ain't got nothing to do with me either. So, but it is a pleasant life to have people like you. It makes things easier sometimes. So he's like, I just really like talking to you. It was easy talking to you. Like, I don't even want to go to work. We pulling up now. He's like, you got that Erykah Badu curse. I was like, but is it a curse thing? Anyhow, so then I pick up the next gentleman. Amazing spirit, amazing soul. Just, I could tell, I could feel it from the moment he got in the car in our conversation. It just took off. And he had a little bit of time. We got to his job early, so we were sitting here talking. And he put me in the mind of my homie E. And I hit up E. No, I'm sorry, I take that back. I literally was sitting talking to him, and the thought crossed my mind. He reminds me of E. And I looked at my phone, and like 2 minutes later, she had sent me an audio text message. And I was like, whoa. So I was like, see this? Yeah, like I have to FaceTime. Y'all have to I can't explain it. You just got to experience each other. You got to meet each other. So, boom, hit her up. And we're talking. And she's driving. And she says, I just passed somebody who looks like Marshawn. And I'm like, yeah, that's the type of energy swirl we on this morning. That's exactly what it is. So then I start, telling him a little bit about Marshawn, brief reference. And before he goes to get out of the car, something that he said prompted my response to be, we gonna be all right. And for those of you who know, bring Marshawn into the room, dog. For those of you who know, that was the song that was like out when he left. And I feel him so much in that song. Like, so much to the point when it was fresh, I played it all the time just to want to feel him around me. Just like when Nipsey passed. I play him constantly, even still now. I'm starting to sprinkle other music back, but like, because energy doesn't die. Like, people pour into the things, like, just, man. So, energy swirling. So then afterwards, E and I are talking, and then again we start talking about Malaya and how all of us have this likeness. Like, in life you will have pieces and parts of you that, like, when people reference home or they reference their soul tribe, just all these varying degrees of relationship and interaction between us, you just know. When you know. And so I was talking to E, right? And she had shared with me that, she had just overcame a tough passage, a tough moment. We all have. It's cancer season, y'all. We've been emotional. Let it out. Release. The energy got to come up off you. Cleanse it. Let it go. Be free. First thing Monday morning, I'm gonna pack my tears away. I ain't packing nothing. Let it go. Bye. So don't get. So the conversation was beautiful, and again, I was able to even like double up and reflect on my school program. And I've been having all these conversations about that importance of people in the social service sector. You know, people need supports, people need this, people need that, personal development. And then people in like the economic side of things and business things are very, you know, structured, hardwired numbers, money, and sometimes forget about organizational culture. Like, I've always been a person, you need both. You need both. You know, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If I'm out here struggling, I'm in survival mode constantly, check to check, bill to bill, then what do you expect? You know, like, everything's important. It's balanced. You got to work on all facets. But you can't sit up here and lie to people in a capitalistic society and tell them that money doesn't matter or it isn't important. It's our birthright. There's enough money out here for all of us. We can all touch it, and we can collaborate and get to it quicker and bigger. We amplify when we work together. You know what I mean? That's why it's so crucial and important to practice group economics and collective economics. Every culture does pretty much, but Black folks, at least here in America a lot of times. But it's beautiful to see the resurgence of that collective spirit. And I'm excited and thrilled and honored to see it on a global scale in the diaspora. That diaspora dollar. Because you know the numbers, dog. Even when you isolate Black Americans, our spending equals out to, like, we could be our own damn country. We got it. The money exists. How are we allocating it? How are we managing it? What are we pouring it into? How are we amplifying it? How are we multiplying it? How are we using it to bless ourselves and bless other people? We got to get for real out here. So I appreciate everything happening the way that it's supposed to. Because when I originally went to grad school, I started at Case. And I had a hard time because it wasn't the time. And that's okay. You have to recognize things like that so that you're not learning through pain all the time and beating yourself up. You know, things get uncomfortable because it's time for you to move. And I'll be very honest and transparent. When I was in grad school, I was working multiple jobs. I was interning. I was in grad school. I was stressed. I was exhausted. I was overwhelmed. Things were getting worse and worse because that's what you're focused on too. So that's, you know, the secret. That's what you're attracting to you. It's giving you more of what you're constantly thinking about and drawing towards yourself. And I mean, I was having panic attacks, anxiety, like, it was bad. And eventually I realized, like, I have to stop this. So I quit. And I didn't quit, you know, officially and draw incomplete. So that put me on academic probation. I had to sit out. And I'm thankful for that because I have had a time in life learning when and how to sit. And I needed that. Sometimes life will sit you down if you will not. So learn how to do things for yourself graciously. Otherwise, you might get gripped up. So fast forward, I went before the committee. I did not, you know, get admitted to return. And I was okay because I was still in a place where I was really angry about owing all the money for school from undergrad, the loans and things. Again, you can't have chaotic, conflicting energy. You're going to keep on inching back and forth. You'll get this, you'll get that, because that's what you're doing. That's what you're giving out, so that's what you're getting back. And I've been doing so much work on myself, like so much personal work and development. And I was like, okay, you know, let me see. So I hit up Pitt. Pitt has a program, y'all, a joint MSW MBA, marrying the importance of personal development and cultivating just health and wellness and a sense of self, and business savvy so that you can navigate and you can utilize money as the tool and the resource that it is. That's what it's all about. And so many of my programs and proposals and things that have been ruminating in my mind and my spirit for years now marry those things together. That's why I've been uncomfortable in particular situations, jobs, and other environments when one leans too heavy in one way than the other. It's collaborative. Like, we need a true wraparound approach. And I just am thrilled to know that that exists. And now I have like a framework and a philosophy that I can explain it, and I can now guide myself and make it easier for myself to follow through and execute. Sometimes you need a plan, you need that structure, you need to be able to call it something so that you can birth it into this realm here with you. How you gonna call something to you if you don't know what it is? Like, you gotta get very specific. You gotta open up your mouth, you gotta speak on it. And so man, there's such a beautiful swirl of energy happening this morning, and I just wanted to document it and share it. I came up with the concept of, lifting with Lauren, because I'm driving Lyft, and that's a plug. Look, I'm gonna need y'all to give me another check on top of these that I be dinging on the phone. Hey, what's up? Y'all, my little sleepy allergy self. So, excuse me, sorry, windows are down, sinuses, everything going. That means it's time for me to get some water, probably, for real. But lifting with Lauren, because I'm driving Lyft, and I want to continue to lift. I want to lift my spirits. I want to lift other people's spirits. I want to lift us. I want to lift the vibration. I want to lift the frequency. Josh, oh my goodness, when you go on your media circuit from all of this wonderful publicity that you deserve for being so luscious and wonderful and beautiful, checking in for vibes. We need to get on that. We have like a little, I guess it would be kind of a show or something. We just love music. Music is so important, and so it's truly a universal language, and it can really change your mood, match it, change it, all of that. And so checking in for vibes. We love to put each other onto new music, and we love to dance and just hang and just be. So it's like a mixed modal, dancing, singing, talking kind of thing, because it's just us. It's just how we are. Checking in for vibes. If he was here, he would do it, and I would love it, and so would you. But yeah, I just want to lift. I want to lift us higher. I want to keep lifting. So lifting with Lauren, like, we truly can lift. And lift also implies work, because it's true. It's work. It's dedication. It's effort. You have to pour into it. It's action. It's inspired action. So it's not, it doesn't hold that same nasty connotation that a lot of us have with work, but just putting in effort. What you water will grow. So tend to that. And we got to lift. We got to lift ourselves. We got to lift each other. And when we lift each other collectively, like, we just do so much more. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So thank you if you made it through oh my goodness, almost 33 minutes again with these number sequences. The universe be so loud. It is so loud. I love that video of that little boy at church. It is so loud. Universe, you are so loud, and I'm so thankful, and I'm trying to live out loud right with you. I look forward to continuing to co-create and conspire with the universe, and I hope that you tap in and you do it too, because you have the same access as everyone else. Have a beautiful day.